First, you're going to show up 10 minutes early, and here's why. You want to do a few things. One, test her to see if she's going to be early, to see how early she got there, or to see if she's on time. This test is super important because you want to know if this person is going to be a punctual person. Now, there is going to be times when people get late. That doesn't mean that's how they usually act. But if you're always early to a date, then you'll be able to tell if this woman is actually punctual or if she's not. Why is it important to know if someone's punctual? How you do anything is how you do everything. So, for example, if you are dating a woman and she is always late, that means that she does not have an organized life. She cannot keep track of time. She's a little bit of a mess. And so I'd be concerned that you might be dating someone who doesn't have their life together. And that could be bad for a relationship. You don't want to be in a relationship with someone who is going to be a little bit of a mess. So when you're there 10 minutes early, you're going to be able to tell if she's someone who is punctual. And again, don't just take the first date and make that the one that says, oh, she's not punctual. Do this on multiple dates so you can really tell. Also, it's good for you to be early, right? When you go early, depending on what the date is, you can pick out the spot. Maybe you're going to a restaurant and they want to sit you right by the window and it's kind of cold, or you can pick another spot and you can just handle things before she gets there so you can really create this great atmosphere for the date. And of course, it's going to be attractive when you are early for the date, and she's going to be looking at that as well. Next, you're going to hug her when you see her. The reason why this is so important, the reason why I talk about this in a lot of videos, is because it takes a lot to break the touch barrier, right? There's a lot of nerves behind it. You're going to be a little bit nervous. She might be a little bit nervous. She probably won't break the touch barrier. It's going to be up to you. So once you finally break the touch barrier and you actually get that thing started, it's going to be easier to continue to escalate and have more touch throughout the date. That's why it's good when you meet a woman for a first date, you give her a hug. And also, this should be fine because this is a first date. This is not two friends hanging out, but let's be honest, friends hug too. But this is two people meeting for a romantic type of interaction. So breaking that touch barrier with the hug will make it easier as the date goes on. You're not going to pull out her chair. I'm all for a couple of chivalrous moves because there's something that can be alpha about it, right? It's like maybe you're opening up the door for her. Like there's something about that means you're kind of taking care of her and really almost protecting her. But then there's some that are just really cheesy, like something from the 1950s where you pull out her chair. That looks a little bit simpy, as if you're trying to, impress her by doing this chivalrous move that no one really does anymore, that was done about 50 or 60 years ago. Let the waiter do that if that happens, if you are in a restaurant where that actually happens, which is very rare. But don't do that, and just let some of those things go to the side. You're going to start off by asking a question that's going to be easy for her to answer and interesting for her to answer. And I'll give you an example right now. You can use this if you'd like. You can just say, what was the best part of your day? Like, well, it's finally great to meet you. Okay, so tell me, what was the best part of your day? At least this gets her talking about something positive, something specific, so she can think about it for a second, but something relatively easy because all she has to do is just go over the events of the day. If you don't like that, if you don't connect with that question, that's fine. But start off with something that you can use that's not going to be something like, how was your day, which is kind of vague in general. It's going to be good, but if you're asking her something specific, it's going to be even better, right? So something specific, something easy to answer, something positive, or maybe just some sort of icebreaker that just makes it so you guys can get into a bunch of interesting conversation. Next, you're not going to reveal too much of yourself on this date. You want to leave some mystery. If you read a book by Esther Perel called Mating in Captivity, this whole book is basically about how when two people get so close and they tell each other everything and they spend years together, desire starts to go down. So let's start that process right away. Let's be a little bit more mysterious. Do not tell her every single thing about your life and everything about your family and where you grew up and all the details. Of course, you won't be able to do that anyways because you're only going to have a couple of hours on this date, but still, there's been times when guys can just tell everything, or the girl that they're with starts to say a lot about themselves, so they feel the need that they can tell everything. You want to leave a little bit of mystery there so that she can be excited to see you again and chat about whatever it is that's going to be able to get to know you. I want you to release things slowly as you guys progress through the dating relationship. Instead, use your behavior as a way to make her attracted and not necessarily telling her everything about you so she can know everything about you. When I say behavior, I mean my TED formula: tension, entertainment, dominance, the 3 types of behaviors that actually make her interested in you. If you want to learn more about how that works, we're offering free calls right now. You can go to freedatingcall.com, and there you'll be able to book a call with my team where we can chat about how we can help you and also teach you some things along the way in terms of how to get more dates, how to be able to date women that you're actually interested in, and how to completely crush it on these dates that you're going on. Go to freedatingcall.com, and there you'll be able to book a free 60-minute call where we do a full diagnosis on your dating life. Next, when the date ends, I want you to set up the next date. Okay, why is that? Some guys think that might be super needy, you're showing too much attention. No, first of all, it's going to be a lot more efficient that way, right? It's going to be more efficient because what? Because you are going to be setting up a date where you're going to already know when you guys are going to be on that date. You're not going to have to text her and wait for 3 days or 4 days, and you can just get it going. Also, it's going to make it so you can just know exactly what's going on. If she gives you like oh, well, let me think about it, I have a busy week, or I'm not sure, then you're going to start to get the signal that maybe she's not interested, and that can tell you to start moving on and not be wasting your time emotionally on this woman who's not that interested in you. The way you're going to do this is at the end of the date, just ask her when she's free, you're interested in seeing her again, and have some sort of activity or something you guys can do so you can say it to her right there and then and make it easy for yourself.